fucking hyperspeed. Oh my god. This is so cool. Oh, finally. Finally, this is over. And I think those ticks are actually kind of insane considering I'm not getting any off Act 3. Okay, not as good as I thought, but down 32 from the previous record. Regardless, very solid. I probably dropped a few also just from nerves in the last act sequence. Not even because this was particularly all that hard. I just wanted this to be over with. This session took like less than 15 minutes to get this, but that's only because I finally pulled the cobwebs out of my Neanderthal primordial ooze brain and made an adjustment to that third act. This is the day after I did the breaking wheel, so after making an adjustment to that song's last act, I finally, like I said, kicked my brain into gear and realized there was a better way to approach this third act than beating my head against the wall of that shit execution of holding out that sustain and refretting. I feel like the big reason why that particular execution was so awful to me is because of the no hyperspeed. I just could not get a grasp on the timing of particularly when to let off the sustain, because that was essentially what was happening in every single video I reviewed. Is I would wait until basically the front end chord started, like a couple frames before that started, to finally release yellow off of the star power sustain. So I basically was giving myself zero time to refret that, but it just didn't seem to matter how many times I drilled that into my head. I just could not fix that execution. It's also really frustrating all this combined because I very recently had a comment interaction with someone discussing different ways of dealing with essentially that exact execution of releasing and refretting for extended hit window in a very small time. And one of the things that I exchanged with them is that usually it's not that big of an issue because you can generally find a way around terrible executions like that. And that was easily the case here in a multitude of ways. God, just for some reason, never bothered to really think about what I was doing. And part of that is just the general frustration and fatigue from playing this engine. But no matter the excuse I can come up with, it was just absolutely beyond idiotic and inexcusable for me to put off changing this axe spot for so long and putting myself through all that wasted time and frustration. I'm pretty sure there's at least another 200 on here on Act 4. A double should be possible there. I'm pretty sure that's a full bar act. I'd also be interested to see if there's another 200 on Act 2. I pretty heavily doubt that one, but I don't know. If that were possible, then I'm pretty sure 305k would be possible, but I have spent way too much time on this stupid song. Again, 95% my own fault. The only silver lining about not adjusting that third act execution is that it made me get really fucking good at that first act. Pretty much as long as I don't red flame the front end, which happens like, I don't know, 30% of the time I hit the act. So as much as I don't want to think about it, and probably never will if I ever decide for whatever reason to try to go for more on this, I have a pretty good foundation. And yeah, like I said, these ticks seem pretty good. The last act seemed as good as I could have asked for it on this pace, but 304.7 is definitely possible here too, so...